Once again, I've been asked to play for the service, and I just want to reiterate, always want to reiterate the kind of gratitude that makes in my life, or fuels in my life. I've been trying really hard lately to be aware of gratitude in my life, to make sure that I make room, because things are getting weird out there. I think that's kind of what the gist of the service is today. How to take care of oneself. To that end, I have actually not to that end. I have been a proponent of or a lover of protest songs my whole life. I grew up on Peter, Paul, and Mary. I grew up on Odetta. I grew up on so much more. Pete Seeger and Harry Belafonte and Judy Collins and Joan Baez and Nina Simone and others who were commenting, who tried desperately to comment on what was happening at the time. During the 60s and 70s, of course, it was the we shall overcome kind of thing for equality and justice. But we've done this before in other realms too. At the beginning of the 20th century. So this would have been 1905, 1906, 1907. We had a whole bunch of songs that unionists were singing in order to rally the folks who were fighting against giant corporations. and the world turns, and here we are again, it seems. This song that I was asked to play, and by the way, I really love it when I get asked to play songs that I don't know, and this one is one of them. When I'm asked to play a song that I don't know, I have to spend time learning it. I'm not a terribly talented guitar player, so I try to learn it as best I can. And it's an amazing thing when the words of the song are so potent. The words of the song are so potent that I have a hard time finishing it. Anyway, so I'll not spend any more time.
Holding your breath is safer than breathing. Letting go is braver than keeping. When innocent words turn to lies, you can't help by closing your eyes. When pain is all that they offer, like a kiss from the lips of a monster. You know the famine so well, but you've never met the feast. When home is the belly of a beast. The ocean is wide over your head. The boat beneath you is sinking. Don't need room for your bags. Hope is all that you have. Say the Lord's Prayer twice. Hold your babies tight. Surely someone will reach out a hand and show you a safe place to land. Imagine yourself in a building, up in flames, being told to stand still. The windows wide open. This is a leap on faith. You don't know who will catch you. Maybe somebody will. The ocean is wide. It's over your head. The boat beneath you is sinking. Don't need room for your bags. Hope is all that you have. Say the Lord's Prayer twice. Hold your babies tight. Surely someone will reach out a hand and show you a safe place to land. Be the hand of a hopeful stranger, little scared, but you're strong enough. Be the light in the dark of this danger, till the sun comes up. Be the hand of a hopeful stranger, little scared, but you're strong enough. Be the light of this dark and this danger, till the sun comes up. 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 Till the sun.
Many thanks to you, David. It was a masterful job in this call for compassion and a little bravery. I think the lyrics of this piece are loaded with meaning and yet a simple intent to be the hand or to be the light. Good morning. I'm Cate MacGillivray. I think that's a little loud. It's okay. I'm the worship leader today. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am a white-haired, bespectacled woman wearing a white top and a black and white polka dot skirt. I welcome you to another installment of Summer of Soul, the self-care episode in which we will explore and share antidotes to political angst.
Excuse me. Come, come, whoever you are. You are welcome here. No matter your age, your size, the color of your eyes, your hair, your skin, you are welcome here. No matter your gender, whom you love, how you speak, or whatever your abilities, you are welcome here. You are welcome here whether you come ready for the fight for justice or tired from the wind outside. You are welcome here. No matter what you have experienced in the past, no matter what awaits you in the future, you are welcome here. Whether you believe in God all of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. This is a community of open minds, loving hearts, and willing hands. Welcome to South Valley Unitarian Universalist Society. My name is Cortney Bouldin. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a tall man with short hair, a beard, and a blue shirt. It's my privilege to serve as the worship associate for this morning's service. For announcements today, we're still collecting food for the food drive. Next week is the last week to do that. We're also in the sanctuary for one more week, and then we'll move to the park, which is exciting. But one more week here, so next week back. And there are several more announcements that you can receive by signing up for happenings. So if you haven't signed up for happenings, please do that. You can do so through our website. So let's take a moment now to fully arrive and welcome one another with joy. Please stand in mind, body, and spirit as you are willing and able for our opening hymn. It's number 121, We'll Build a Land.
be seated.
You're good. You're good. So next we'll light our chalice. And as we light our chalice, the symbol of our faith and the light of our commitments to love and justice receive these words of invocation. This is a reading by Laura, so it's written by Laura Jean Truman. Keep my anger from becoming meanness. Keep my sorrow from collapsing into self-pity. Keep my heart soft, enough to keep breaking. Keep my anger turned toward justice, not cruelty. Remind me that all of this, every bit of it, is for love. Keep me fiercely kind. So I have a chalice lighter. A chalice lighter, come forward, and then I think, yeah.
So repeat with me our words of chalice lighting, but they're coming up. Okay. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, for the light of truth, and for the energy of action.
So next we'll do the time for all ages. So those that are young and those that are young at heart, please come forward for a story. So the story today is about quiet, but it's not the kind of quiet that usually happens in church or at school where you're being quiet so that someone else can talk. This is the kind of quiet where you just sit and listen. So this story is written by Tommy DePaula. It's called Quiet. Quiet by Tommy DePaula. So we have a family here and a dog. So I'm going to read this kind of slow because it's meant to be like a calm, contemplative thing, okay? My, oh my, the grandfather said. Everything is in such a hurry. Do you ever feel like that? In such a hurry? Yeah, sometimes? The birds are flying so fast. Yeah. Oh, perfect. And our dog is rushing after the ball, said the girl. I see a frog jumping high into the pond, said the boy. You see the pictures?
I don't see.
Perfect. And a dragonfly zooming over the water.
Now I can see.
Yeah. The waterfall? Yeah, I see swirls in the lake. Probably a waterfall that caused those swirls. Even the trees are waving their leaves. Right? Everything's so busy, such a hurry. Busy as busy can be. Let's not be so busy. Why don't we sit here? You next to me.
Mom, I can't see that bucket of clothes.
Yeah. I'll leave the book up here. You can check it out after the service. The birds are just like us. They're taking a rest, singing their song. That's a lot of birds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a big spring up there, Mom.
Our dog is tired. I think he's dreaming. You see him sleeping? Yeah. The frog is sitting and blinking. The dragonfly has stopped beating its wings. Let us be quiet, like all our friends, quiet and still. I can think when I am quiet. I can see when I am still. To be quiet and still is a special thing. And that's the end. So now you get to go build some Legos and be active and loud. Does that sound good? Okay. So we'll sing the children out. This community, our church, and its many ministries are only made possible by the gifts you give of your time, your talent, and your treasure. Many of you pledge monthly to support our work, and for this we are truly grateful. Your gifts help to ensure that we are able to live our values of love and justice in the world outside. Part of our ministry at South Valley includes sharing our Sunday worship offerings with a charitable organization that aligns with our principles and values. This month, the Offertory split is with the Utah Food Bank Kids Cafe. They provide children with nutritious meals to fill in gaps when they can't get school lunches or other opportunities. Please join me in reading our Offertory words. They're printed in your order of service and also on the screen above. We are this church. We are its hands, its heart, its voice. Together we share the wealth of this community and sustain it with our gifts. We'll now accept the offering. For those at home, you're invited to use the giving link in the order of service, and I invite the ushers to come forward at this time.
All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. The moon rolls through the nighttime as the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, I can't tell you why. The season is spinning round again, the years keep rolling by. It seems like I've been here before, I sure can't remember when. I got this funny feeling that we'll all get together again. There's no straight lines making up my life, all my roads have bends. There's no clear-cut beginning, and so far no dead end. I found you 1,000 times, I guess you've done the same. But when we lose each other, it's just like a children's game. As I find you here again, the thoughts run through my mind, our love is like a circle. Let's roll around one more time. All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. The moon rolls through the nighttime and the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, and I can't tell you why. The season is spinning round again, the years keep rolling by.
Thank you, David. That's a beautiful song. For all we have received and all we have found the courage to give, may we be truly thankful. May these gifts be a blessing to South Valley and to the Utah Food Bank Kids Cafe. Come in from the wind. On this day, as with so many Sundays, we come in from the whirling world, the wind, the bright sun, the push and pull of tides and time, from the tumult of global news and local stories, the pain we hear of, the demands on our spirits, the do this now culture that we live in. We come into this sanctuary from that windstorm, the rush of speeding drivers on the roadways, the rustling silence that fills some of our homes, the vastness of a once busy and perhaps now quieter house. All of this can leave us feeling stirred and unsettled. When we give our attention to what's going on around and beyond us in this throbbing world, we can feel windblown. We need places where we can come and find our grounding once again. So come in from the wind, come in from the whirl. May this be a place where we can experience genuine stillness, even just for a few moments. May this be a place that we can count on as we turn into our driveway or as we turn on our computers, come seeking our congregational homepage. May we feel pulled into a restorative time of energetic peace. I'll read that again. I like that line. May we feel pulled into a restorative time of energetic peace. May this be a place of learning, of nourishment, for a community that generates new zest in us for the dynamic beauty of this world. In times of chaos and uncertainty, it's important to focus on two things: self-care and to control that which you can control. There is a saying that goes, action is the antidote to anxiety. What will help you in these times to remain calm and focused so that you can be the helping hand, although a little scared, or be the light in the midst of darkness? How can you be the parent, partner, the sibling, or the citizen you want to be while still striving for social justice causes? My hope for today is that we can share ideas that will help us rejuvenate as our political world heats up. We have tremendous apprehension of frightening possibilities, but we must remain vigilant and join the good fight while putting on our oxygen mask before helping others. So today we're going to have a little audience participation, but I will get us started. So I will give a few suggestions, some things I've come across over the last few weeks as I've prepared for this, and then I'll give you an opportunity to share some things that you use to keep yourself calm and focused and balanced so that you can be the person you want to be to help all of the rest of us. So my suggestions are One thing I ran across was at the Lifelong Learning at the university, they are offering a class called Practices for Turbulent Times. It's a 3-week session in September, 1 day a week, and they'll be addressing conditioned responses like triggers that we might have, knee-jerk reactions to something that's going on in our news or environment, and how to transform them into a more thoughtful response. I know for myself, I need to keep working on how to respond to things in a more calm and thoughtful way. One thing that also I've thought about is we all know about microaggressions and how they build and build and build until you have a volcano of terrible eruption that's upsetting. So I was thinking about maybe microactions that might build into something more calm and keep us that way. I mean, it could be as simple as a smile to yourself as you walk your dog or as you drive down the street. Keep that smile inside maybe, and then also share it with other people. It means a lot to other people. Maybe you might pick up trash on your next dog walk. I have a dog, so that factors into my life a lot. But be choosy what you listen to. Make sure that it's what you want that's going to give you enough information to keep you focused, but not overwhelmed. And then I think it's important to recognize and accept that we are going to have uncertainty in our lives, regardless of whether it's the political climate or at home. So I hope that's given you a few ideas that maybe you can share with the rest of us, and they will show up as you speak into the microphone up here on the screen. So we have a couple of people who are going to bring the microphones around. If you would raise your hand, that person will come with the microphone. You can sit to speak or you can stand to speak, whichever you'd like. Sophia?
Can you hear me okay? There we go. So I am reminded of some of my time in the service and in the military. It's like I was reminded watching Battlestar Galactica. You have a point person, someone who's at the front, and they're fighting as hard as they can. But you spend enough time there, you get exhausted, you get tired. And if you don't recognize your exhaustion at that point and let somebody else take the point and take the lead, you can lose the whole battle. So it's very important that you let go, hand it over to the next person who can continue that until they get tired and get exhausted while you go back to the rear. You regain your energy and you recover. And in the world of business and programming, we usually have very large things that we try to tackle. And we're tackling on a social justice thing the large issues that we're fighting so hard for the big things. But we need to recognize, we need to give ourselves psychologically that chance to recognize the little battles that we win, the little things that we can do where we can make something different. That's why I like gathering together with friends to do gaming, do things that at least help build our connections with one another. I've recently enjoyed just going out and just going in a kayak and facing the challenge of just getting that kayak back to shore sometimes, which can be interesting. But overall, it's just remembering that we need to honor and celebrate the things that are here while they're here. Take that time out to breathe in that air before we consume all our oxygen.
Thank you. Oh, Lucy.
When I'm driving in light traffic, especially on the freeway, I just scream my head off and say, And if there's no one around me, I will honk the horn too. Very satisfying.
Oh. Melissa.
So this morning, actually, this is very good for me. I walk every morning, and I walk through Wheeler Farm. The trails through Wheeler Farm is close to my house. And I will often listen to the news. And I was not feeling very content with all the news reporting lately, so I just thought, I'm not going to listen to the news today. I'm just going to walk and not listen to anything, and then look around and greet people on the trail and look at nature. And that was a much more peaceful way to start my day than listening to NPR.
So you unplugged.
I unplugged.
Thank you. Oops. Is it?
Okay, there it goes. I know for me, it's different for everyone, but for me, when I've been through a lot of bouts of really strong anxiety and depression, and I'm doing fine right now, mostly, but one of my symptoms actually was I felt so anxious that I needed to listen to the news to feel in control. It was kind of like pathological almost. And so, yeah, it is hard to, that's the whole point of this talk. But stay connected, but why are you staying connected? Are you doing it so you can learn? Or are you doing it because you feel like you need to in order to control things that are actually out of your control? I don't know.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, Joshua. Oh. Mm-hmm. Joshua?
Yeah. So I find that, part of my human nature is I get angry at failures, and I listen to the news and we hear someone loses a right, or that there's some issue going on that people are suffering, and I get angry. But that tears me down, and I need to be informed without getting angry. And I've found recently that looking at successes does the same type of motivation, like finding someone who does a clothing drive for trans people to help them be more affirmed in the way they wear, or someone who in what they wear, or someone who does the strive to combat motherhood mortality in Sierra Leone. It still keeps me engaged in social justice causes. It still keeps me engaged in making the world a better place, but it's focusing on the successes, and it makes me feel so good. I'm like, holy cow, I'm buying this bar of soap and it's helping these people. It's totally different around, but it has to be a conscious effort to stop going towards the failures and focus on the successes and have rejoices in that.
Wow, that's a good one. Thank you very much for that. Anyone else? Is it Marcy?
Hi,
Oh.
I'm Josh.
Hi, Josh.
I, like you, walk my dogs all the time. They are my sanctuary in a way. I take them out. I try to be with them fully, engaged with them. They sense me. I sense them. I've noticed that there's walking and there's walking. There's looking at nature and there's looking at nature. You can be engaged at various levels as you move through your world. It's a choice that I have to consciously make. Oh, mine is cooking and cooking. There is just getting through to get some, and there is actually fully engaging with the process. So lately I've been going out to Quail Hollow Park, an often ignored park, and there is a swimming hole where Little Cottonwood Creek runs through. So I take my dogs down there when it's the hottest part of the day, get some sun on my skin, jump in very cold water, and everyone gets chemically changed, I think, by the endorphins of cold water. And that resets me. It requires me to be fully engaged. It's invigorating, and I come out different. I think, like many people this week, I felt a little off. Things didn't feel very understandable or safe. And somehow the white noise of water, engaging with touching water, being in it, means a lot to me.
Thank you. That's excellent. Marcy?
Still waiting. There we go. So I think when I encounter turbulent times, I have to remember that I have choices and that I can pause and connect with a power greater than myself, even just by taking 2 or 3 breaths. I can remember that everything is temporary and that things change, and that even if I don't like what's happening right now is not permanent. And that in some ways, those choices that I have can even be an agent for that change in some small ways. And I also think I have to remember that I can get support, that maybe, something's happening with my boss that day, but I know that, if I can just get through the end of the workday, I can talk to a good friend or a spouse or a spiritual leader or whatever at home in the evening. And also, I think that there's an important piece of self-reflection that needs to happen before the turbulent times hit, examining my expectations of myself and others and my world and things, and determining whether or not those expectations are realistic, so that I am better prepared to know what my choices are when those turbulent times hit. So, thank you.
Thank you for that.
This is from
Sarah,
This is from Camille Dickey in our Zoom congregation. For years, I have felt that it's my sole responsibility to save the world. That has caused deep depression for me. My mom has told me that I can donate to causes and share on social media and vote. But past that, I can't save the world. She told me that I can leave it to the wonderful politicians who are fighting the good fight, and I can make sure that the people in my corner are taken care of. And that makes me feel a semblance of control. Smiley face.
Excellent, thank you. Oh, looks like Kevin has the last word.
I'll just be fast.
Oh, Sarah, sorry.
I just want to talk about, in that moment, because I have a lot of anxiety a lot of the time, and especially if I'm, in the middle of grading papers or something, and I live in a large household, a little teeny thing changes, and my mood becomes very overwhelmed. So just quick reminders, like taking care of yourself. Eat something, drink something, change your environment, just some quick things to get yourself out of that instant anxious moment.
Just walk around the house a minute.
Yeah, just do something to change.
Yeah.
So that, in those moments.
My family is from both sides of the political spectrum, so family events tend to be very stressful. I learned a few years ago that posting political ideals on the internet is a time bomb. And it's given me a lot of thought, so I have started posting political ideals in the middle. What I believe, the direction we should be going, and I am surprised how many responses, positive responses, I'm getting from both sides.
Mm-hmm. It is surprising. I've noticed some things like that. Thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate everyone that contributed to this. I hope that there was something meaningful to you in this that maybe you will do, or maybe it gives you an idea about something else you can do. But we need to be here to take care of each other. I hope that you find this place that we come to every Sunday as that sanctuary that you can come in from the wind. So now we're going to move into meditations and joys and sorrows. However, today I'm going to rename joys and sorrows to gratitude and opportunities. So I'll say it again. Joys and sorrows will be gratitude and opportunities, and they will equal an intention. I'd like you to consider an intention. So what we'll do after we do our meditation, we'll come up and do our gratitude and opportunities, coming up this side, using a stone to put an intention into the water. However, because we are UUs, I would never assume to tell you what to put in there and not allow you to put in a joy or sorrow, because this is that time to also recognize that in yourself. So what we're going to do for a meditation is to become comfortable. We're going to take our hands and rub them together and make some warmth. And when you feel like you're warm enough, you'll put that and hover it over your face and think about what you're grateful for, what an opportunity you could have, and what that intention might be. So let's get rubbing our hands together, and then we'll hover. And when you're ready, you can come up this aisle, exit on that side. You may have noticed that we chose to not have music during this time, just to keep the meditation and the contemplation going a little longer. I'd like to thank Ruthie Savage and Alyssa Johanson for the wonderful music today. It's really meant a lot to me, and I hope it's meant a lot to you. I think these are beautiful hymns. So if you would like to stand in body, mind, or spirit, we will sing hymn number 155. We will extinguish the chalice. So please stand if you are able and repeat the words with me. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, or the energy of action. We hold each other in our hearts until we meet again. Please be seated as we have one more plea for peace.
Last night I had the strangest dream ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room. The room was full of men. The paper they were signing said they'd never fight again. And when the papers all were signed, 1,000,000 copies made, they all joined hands and they bowed their heads. Grateful prayers were prayed, and the people in the streets below were dancing round and round, and the guns and the swords and the uniforms were scattered on the ground. Last night I had the strangest dream I ever dreamed before. A dream the world had all agreed to put an end